Okay, welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are going to be talking about barb chaining. Okay, barb chaining is the idea that you're going to take a limited resource, which is your AP, which recovers over time, and you're going to get the most out of that AP by fighting multiple barbarians with one AP cost. So right now I'm using Richard YSG right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look around the map. My guys are marching over there right now. I'm going to look around the map for a cluster of barbarians. Okay. And I'm going to attack. I'll show you here in a minute. I'm going to attack one barbarian. And the AoE damage from YSG is going to aggro other barbarians that are in his circle. And they're going to come and also attack me. And those additional barbarians that get hit don't cost AP to fight. So I can fight most likely all four of those, maybe even a additional one depending on where they move. So a key thing to remember when AoE barb farming, which I will show you here in a minute, is these barbarians are kind of on a leash. So if you imagine like those screw-in dog tethers that you sometimes will tie your dog up to if you're in an open place, when these barbarians spawn in, they're kind of chained to a location. So they will, like this guy here, let's say he's chained right here, they'll only move in a certain area around it. So you can't chain infinite barbarians. Okay, you can only change a set amount. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to hit this. I'm going to hit the level 26 barbarian, and I'll tell you why in a minute here. I'm going to hit this level 26 barbarian. My rage is going to go up. When it pops off, Richard skill, YSG skill, I'm going to hit this level 30, and it's going to start targeting me. Now, I'm going to want to walk slowly over this way so that my AoE is going to start hitting these guys here. If I drag too far and it gets out of range of one of these guys, see now I picked up this guy here. If I go too far and I get out of the leash range of these barbarians, then the barbarian's just going to walk away. Even if it's almost dead, it's in the middle of fighting me, it's just going to walk away. And I'll show you guys that in a minute, maybe with the last barbarian here. The reason I targeted the level 26 first is because I felt like he was more over in this area than the level 30 based on where they started. So right now, these guys are both almost dead. I want to move a little bit. I didn't want that level 26 barbarian to run out of range. Okay, so I'm going to aggro this level 30. And then I want to get this level 30 as well. But I got to wait for these two guys to die. Okay, because this guy originated somewhere down here. If I drag all the way up there, it's probably going to be out of his range. And this guy was somewhere down here. So sometimes it's better to wait until a guy is almost dead before going to chain. So this guy's almost dead. And then sometimes like that, the barbarians just walk away. And so if this guy keeps walking any farther that way, I'm not going to be able to get him. I think if I move just a little bit. Here's another trick. If you walk right before the second skill goes off, as soon as we make contact again, it's going to trigger. And that's something I like to do. Because, for instance, that guy was just in range. But if I waited to walk until another skill cycle, it's possible he would have walked even farther away, and I would have missed the opportunity to get that guy. Okay, so these guys are finishing up. Richard is a go-to for barb chaining because you can see every time you kill barbarian, you get a little kill count here. So that was 460. This will be 461. So since leaving my city with Richard, I've killed 461 barbarians, and he's still at like 75% health. Okay, he's an absolute tank. He is 5111. I mean, if you have 55111, he'll be even more of a tank. The only downside of using Richard is that he doesn't have the peacekeeping talent tree. talk about that in a minute when we talk about some other potential pairing. So there's quite a group of barbarians over here. I think I'll walk. Okay. Guess my keyboard shortcuts aren't working. There you go. So I'm gonna walk up that. Ooh, there's quite a. Here, I'll go to this 4 over here. Okay, so if we look at someone with the peacekeeping tree like Boudica, this skill here, which gives you 15 resource packs for every barbarian you kill, is really huge. Okay, this really helps with resources. I'm not using a peacekeeping commander right now because I don't care that much about resources. I have quite a bit. I mean, I have over 100,000 of those level 1 chests. I could have a lot more if I was using a peacekeeping commander, but my farms, I have a lot of farms. They're going hard. I got about 500 million in item tokens here. I'm chilling on resources, and I just don't want to keep returning to my city all the time. And there's not really any other commanders besides Richard that can stay out here for this long. And I just barb chain throughout the day. Okay, so a key thing here, I could have went and attacked this level 28 and gotten all 3 of these guys. But because this barbarian's level 26, it probably would have died first. And I want to use this level 26 to get to this level 29 so I can pick up 4 barbarians for the price of 1 instead of just 3. Okay, so I want to get this guy, which I'll get him right here. Boom. As long as this level 26 doesn't walk too far this way, we should be fine. Okay. So I was saying, I've killed 461 barbarians so far, and if we look at my Richard report, I've only started 149 fights. Okay, which means I'm averaging about 3 barbarians per round. So I'm getting about 3 to the price of 1. This one was only 2. That one was only 1. Sometimes barbarians walk away. I think right here I was just trying to use some AP. So I was full. Yeah, it's full AP. It's early in the morning. I was just trying to use it. 3, 2, 5, 4, 1. I had one yesterday that was like 10. I was trying to find. Anyway. I'll move here, pick up this level 26 and this level 29. Okay, so some other commander pairings that you can use for barb chaining, which when this march returns, 24 seconds, I'll show you another pair. Another really good pair is Ethelfled. Okay, she has the fan shape half circle AoE, which is really helpful. She's also a peacekeeping commander, so you get the bonus. And another really good peacekeeping commander to use is actually Lohar. Okay. Now, he doesn't have any AoE, so you need to pair him with someone who does have AoE. You can pair him with Ethelfled. Really good for leveling up. You get 70% more damage to barbarians. But why he's so good is his healing factor. Okay, at expertise, he gets a 2,000 healing factor when he exits combat, and he gets a bonus on his active skill of a 450 healing factor. Now, this is not as good as Richard, but if you're fighting low-level barbarians, I'll pass opening. If you're fighting low-level barbarians, you will heal quite a bit. So let's throw whatever mixed march in here. Throw Ethelfled in here and show you how you can AoE barb farm with Ethelfled if you don't have an expertised YSG, because without YSG's expertise getting that full circle, which is really handy because I can target this one and hit barbarians over here, it's a little harder. So if you're barb farming with Ethelfled, oh, look at that nice group 3 up there. Go take these guys out. You need to make sure that you're moving your Ethelfled around a lot more so that her AoE is hitting all the barbarians you want to target. Okay. And see here, you can AoE barb farm with more than 1 march. Okay. So I'm going to stay away from just a little respect thing. You see this guy over here? It's got a Richard, but I'm assuming, or is Charles Martel, but I'm assuming Charles Martel is with YSG, so I'm going to leave those barbarians to him. He might be AFK. A lot of people will just march around. So with Ethelfled, I'm going to go here. Now, this one's walking away, so that's super unfortunate. You see that half circle AoE. It's a lot smaller than... So I'm going to move here. My Ethelfled is now going to point back towards this one, and I'm going to pick this guy up there. And I'm actually just going to move a little bit over. All right, so now that I'm targeting this guy, we should be able to pick up this other one. Yeah. I'm going to move my Richard here to pick up that one. With Ethelfled, we were able to pick up 3. So the advantage of having YSG here is I can target this one and just pick up that guy right away. He's got the full circle. Move a little bit. I might be able to pick up that one with it. Yeah. Some other commanders you can use. Oh, so close to this other dude. Let's move just a little bit more. There we go. Picked up the third one. Okay, so if you're in the early game, some other commanders you can use. Sun Tzu. His fan isn't a half circle like Ethelfled's, but it's got a pretty big fan on it. So right off the start, early game, you can hit multiple barbarians with Sun Tzu. I mean, Mehmed has a really tiny. Baibars is a fan shape. I think Baibars is very similar, if not the same size as Sun Tzu. So you could use Baibars. Yeah, I mean, Utmost. I think you could. No. Okay, so here's the thing. So this guy's got a circular AoE on his active skill, but it's not a damage AoE. Okay? So it's not going to trigger other barbarians. You need to do damage. Okay, so I think this guy's AFK, so I'm going to steal those barbarians. So if you look at, I'm not going to see it here, you might have seen it earlier. When Richard's active skill disc goes off, okay, it does, he recovers a portion, and then 5 enemies that are hitting that fan deal 30% less damage and lose march speed. Okay? Because it's not doing any damage, it's not going to trigger the barbarian. So if I like, oh here, let's see if I can show you here a little bit. I don't think it's going to get annoying. Yeah, his fan is going to reach there. Okay. Well, if his fan reached there, you'd see the little indicator face of the barbarian would pop up, but he's not going to walk towards you because you didn't do any damage to him. Okay? So that's kind of all there is to barb chaining. The more you do it, the more practice you get, the better you're going to be able to know how far you can drag barbarians. Okay? So here, I'm going to try and get to this barbarian. I'm going to show you what happens if you go too far after this guy dies. So if I try and drag this barbarian all the way over here, like this, if I'm out of his range, which I am now, he's just going to walk away. Okay? I walk too far, too fast, and he's just going to walk away. So I lose that chaining. Now, if I want to attack the barbarian to get these 3, I got to use my AP again. Okay? And that's all there is to barb chaining. Best of luck, and see you in the next one.